Hey everyone, how you doing? So, this is certainly a way of all time to kick off the month of July. Yep, can't deny that. So, yeah, you've heard of PVZ 2, right? I think most of you watching this at least know about the game. And if you do, then I'd like to ask you a question. How many versions of the international game do you think exist? I'm sure some of you immediately just said one, and maybe even scoffed at the video. And hey, listen, I get it, okay? This game has always been a mobile game. There's never been any real attempt to bring it into another platform or app besides the original one. Sort of. See, here's the thing, and here's some obscure PVZ trivia. International PVZ 2 had a second version of the game on the same device that it was playable on. Let's talk about it. So I'm sure you're all familiar with educational games. You know the ones I'm talking about here. Mario is Missing, Minecraft Education Edition, and for the poor souls out there who remember it, Rayman Brain games. Games like these are for kids or even teens sometimes, and they teach them about numbers, reading, math, that kind of thing. You get the idea here, it's pretty basic stuff. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, a university in Florida of all places decided that PVZ 2 should be used as a learning tool. So what did they do to accomplish this? Well, they made a new version of the game, of course. This game is called Your Brainz EDU, and it is more or less PVZ 2. Only now there's some minor changes here and there, at least according to Glass Lab Games, the devs of this particular version of the game. So what exactly does this game do differently? Well, to start out, PVZ 2 has basically been reverted to pre-modern day, and it also lost a lot of content too. One of the only videos that we have of this game's existence shows us the Dark Age plant lineup here. So you can most likely imagine that the game only got to that point in the world. But apparently no, they didn't even get there. That's according to the wiki, which says that Far Future wasn't even a selectable world here. Wow. This game also didn't have microtransactions, which is cool, I guess. Yeah, nobody cares, do they? Another meaningful difference here is that you might have been able to use plants from other worlds without ever playing them. I can't confirm that though. And I also can't confirm the final main difference that I know about, which is the fact that this game tracks what you're placing and what you're using so that teachers and professors can help you. At least I assume. Well, that's what I'm getting from this description, so that's kind of interesting, I suppose. Now, up to this point, I'm sure you've noticed that this is all guesswork here. And yeah, that's for a reason. This game is really elusive. It's a game that not many people have ever even heard of, let alone played it for themselves. It is so weird. And unfortunately, the game itself is completely discontinued, and it's been that way for almost half a decade now. So even if somebody managed to get their hands on it, the game is no longer even normally available. It's a very strange situation for a game like this. But ultimately, I don't go to Florida State University, so my knowledge on the game is close to nothing. But even if I did, there's almost no chance that I would have ever been able to play the game. Like, Google the title. You will find 2 videos on YouTube that show actual gameplay, and an article about the game that is barely longer than my 8th grade essays. This game is basically lost media, which is so interesting. It's a super intriguing topic, and it's one that I've wanted to give a video to for a long time now, but I've never gotten around to it. Well, now I did, and now you know that this game is certainly a PVZ game of all time. It definitely exists or existed, and I'll give it more credit than PVZ 3. No, I will not elaborate. So overall, what are your thoughts on this game? Do you think that this game is truly lost, or do you think that the public will be able to get their hands onto it soon? Tell me what you think and more down in the comments below. And if you're new around here and you like what you see, then maybe consider subscribing. I make videos weekly, and I'll probably continue this silly little series because there's a lot of weird trivia in this franchise. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and cook up a learning game built on BFN's engine, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace.